Welcome back to Life Lesson 53. How can you be a great leader? This story is just brilliant. It gives us an insight about leadership skills and how every man or woman like you can be great leaders. This story relates to a part of leadership skills which one can develop over a period of time. For me, it's a motivational story which also happens to be a perfect example of a great leadership lesson. Do watch this story and you will really get to learn something that will be of great value addition in your life too. A must-watch story if you're a student or a manager or a corporate trainer or even a corporate executive and a person who's running your own organization. We must learn and keep learning from the stories which can be truly inspirational. The story I'm going to narrate is an incident from a Chinese history. In the 3rd century BC, the Chinese emperor Liu Bang celebrated his consolidation of China by hosting a grand banquet. He sat in the middle and was surrounded by his nobles, military generals, and political advisors. Emperor Liu Bang was neither a noble by birth nor an expert in military or political affairs. Taking this as an excuse, one of the guests asked one of Liu's military generals, Chen, sitting next to him, why Liu Bang was the emperor when he was neither a noble by birth nor an expert in military or political affairs. Suppose it was today, then the question would probably have been put forth as, what value addition does Liu Bang bring to the company or the organization he is heading? Chen heard the guest patiently. He then responded to the guest with a counter question in return. What determines the strength of a wheel? The guest looked at him in surprise. He couldn't reply. So another guest who was listening to the conversation responded and said, General Chen, the strength of the wheel was in its spokes. General Chen heard the response and immediately countered the guest by saying that two sets of spokes of identical strength did not necessarily make wheels of identical strength. On the contrary, the strength was also affected by the spaces between the spokes, and determining the spaces was the true art of wheelwright or the craftsman who creates the wheel. As for us, Emperor Liu Bang is that wheelwright. The guests felt embarrassed and didn't dare to proceed further with the topic. As for General Chen, he explained the ability of his leader Emperor Liu Bang with a beautiful explanation, and this story ends here. But to sum it up, in a nutshell, correlating to the modern day corporate scenario, the spokes of the wheel represents the collective resources necessary for an organization's success. And the resources that leaders lack create a space for the followers to get into and grow into leadership positions themselves. So holding together the diversity of talents necessarily for organizational success is what distinguishes a successful leader from an unsuccessful one. Therefore, all in all, leaders don't need to be perfect, but they do have to recognize that their own limitations will ultimately doom them to failure unless they rely upon their subordinate leaders and followers to fill in the gaps. Now, for those aspiring leaders and those already sitting on the top, it is food for thought. With this, we come to the end of Life Lesson 53. How can you be a great leader? I can only say this story is a perfect example. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing to this channel for more such videos. See you until then. Bye-bye.